Look, I see matches in the kingdom. I see hunters slaying demons. I see fire on this earth coming down like Hiroshima. I see prophets rising up, prophesying scriptures cut. I see Christ, he coming back, and he black, he look like us. I see it, 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 I see it.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Shalom, Israel. Welcome to another edition of Precept Upon Precept. We are your late Thursday night show. If you don't know us, we're your hosts. My name's Captain Shem.
Officer Matthew.
Officer Mikael.
Officer Micah.
And with that, Israel, you know how we roll. Actually, first thing I want to ask this, that if everybody could do us a favor, we hit our 20,000 milestone. We headed towards 25 and 30. Do us a favor. Go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share our videos, comment on the content. Use more than 2-3 words. There's an algorithm that kind of helps us to get reached by more audiences in different YouTube communities. So there actually is something to that. So go ahead and do that. Share, like. Tonight, as we start the show off, Sister told me stay away from Celsius, but that's all we had. And if you all have some other alternative drinks, let us know, caffeine-wise. First thing we do is we go to Officer Mike with Watchman Report. Then after that, we're going to come back. We're going to plug some original royalty, awesome ads. Check out Original Royalty, the greatest place to buy righteous gear and wear and things of that nature. Then we're going to go do our show, come back, Officer Mikael, rock and rolls with the Bible verses. And then after that, we go to our intermission, come back with kingdom music. Y'all know what it is, the righteous flavors, righteous music, different genres now. And then after that, we go to the second half of the show. Right after that, we go to the Lard Back Attack, where I really go in on people that are disgusting and morbidly obese and also obese and overweight. Then we're going to come back and plug Original Royalty, and then we take it away. So with that, all praise to the Lord. Welcome to the Watchman Report.
Hey, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ. Bless. Good evening. We're going to get right into the report because I'm excited. I think I'm more excited about the show than anybody. So let's get to it. Zelensky warns Putin could cause World War III. It's going down. Make sure we get right. Next article, please. Hundreds of thousands of families now getting unexpected bills from the government as we ain't got enough bills. Hey, little tax in Israel, boy. Pockets putting pockets, money going out of pocket, got a hole in it. Next article. Come on up. I can't read Spanish. Saudi crown prince of Iran acquiring nuclear weapons. If they get one, we have to get one. This dude is not playing with his picnic napkin on his head. Next article. Last but not least. 2 adults killed, multiple students injured after bus headed to band camp event crashes in New York. Like the way that bus was in them trees, all praise to the Lord, there wasn't that many people injured. And this concludes the Watchman Report.
Hey, listen, all of y'all that are watching our show, some of you are regulars, thank the Lord. Some of you are just checking in and see what's going on. Hey, while you're checking in, go to www.originalroyalty.com. At that website, you're going to be able to find, if you want to get some fringes for your garment, you want to buy a King James authorized Bible with the Apocrypha, you want shirts, you want dresses, you want beard oil, you want some fragrances, you name it, we got it. Can we cue some of the hot things they got going on right now at originalroyalty.com? We got a special guest tonight. We're going to bring him on a little later. I'll read it. So that right there this should be a video, right? This is the check it out, y'all. This is the beard oil that Deacon Joshua he grew his mane literally and used parts of this oil. Now Deacon Joshua got a fierce beard. All right, next one.
He's not only the client, he's also the president.
Facts. All 12 tribes. Now, yes, some of our northern kingdom is talking about dude in the middle look like Esau. No, his father probably damn dark as the one to the left of him. Shop and elevate your beard game. Check it out. Y'all go check it out. All right. OriginalRoyalty.com. Next slide. Okay. All right. We're gonna touch back on OriginalRoyalty.com, the end of the show. So this is our part 3. It's really just a continuation. We've probably done about 15, 20 parts. Officer Mikael, why don't you tell us what you created here today?
Hey, so what we have here is, again, like Cap said, the continuation for this particular topic. We got part 3 of Brics versus the West. What you see is, of course, the United States is the West. We got the boxing gloves and the verses because they're going head to head right now. Brics is really trying to get the United States' attention with the moves they're making. And we're going to get into that tonight.
All right. Hey, let's get right to the more. I think, Officer Matt, did you post the Biden one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen.
Yes,
This is comical because here's the deal. Why is this important? Because Brazil is one of the first letter in the acronym Brics. So, Smoking Joe, okay, does not have the flow. So, here we go. Put it up there. And we're going to bring Joaz on in a minute. Joaz is the father of one of our resident lardbacks, okay? Smoking Joe. He looks like Mr. Smithers from
The Simpsons?
yes. It just, hey, while we're waiting for him to load that,
Excellent.
one of our resident lardbacks, Officer Gabe, been with us a long time. He's actually doing 1 meal a day healthy keto. And so when I walked in and I put a bunch of, a whole tray of pumpkin spice, a loaf of cake bread, red velvet cake bread, and chocolate cake bread right in front of him. And his mouth started watering. He said, I can't eat that.
All praise, brother. All praise.
But Ace is going to eat it. All right. Smoking Joe.
Did you see? Wait, go back. Did you see how disrespected? That's the president of Brazil, all the way to the far right. That's the president of Brazil. Joe Biden did not shake this man's hand. I think he forgot. He just look at him his face, he doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know where he is. This is the face of a man. He leads the so-called free world. Play it again. Watch the guy on the far right. Watch the president of Brazil. His mannerism, you know this dude's an Israelite. His mannerism was like, man, what the? Go ahead, play it. Go ahead, play it. Oh, the hell with him.
Biden didn't say anything. He just walked out. Maybe that's the end of it. Is there more than that?
That was
Yeah,
the
that's it.
Hey,
That was it.
that's a perfect way because Brazil is the largest country in South America. We've been covering how Argentina is January 1st, 2024 is the next up. When you look at the map of Argentina, Brazil alone, you don't have to get the map. That's 2/3 or more of the country. And then guess what? We also talked about, it was Bolivia, I think, one of the countries in the middle. And then, anyways, so let's go to number 2. We're going to go right along. Hey, do me a favor, Officer, keep me on track for us to make sure that we get to Bible verses on time. Number 2. So remember, the acronym Brics stands for as follows. This is a review for some of you who might not know. Brics stands for B, Brazil, R, Russia, I, India, C, China, S, South America. South Africa. Thank you. There are 6 countries that are now invited to join 2024, January 1st. You have Argentina. You have Ethiopia. You have Egypt. Then you have the 3 Arab countries, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Iran. That's 11 that will be official in like 3 months. Now, there's something very heavy going on. We're going to show video number 2. All of these things are happening because Officer Micah brought it up last week. All of this is not, China's not dropping bombs and planning nuclear war, whatever the case may be. They're fighting them economically through the war of attrition. Check this out. Go ahead and play that, please. Now, this is a prep. I don't have to get the map now. So, Gabe, take your pointer, please. Did we remove the cakes from him? Yes, sir. I just am trying to embarrass him. That's all. So, if you look up here in the red, you have Russia, right? Kazakhstan is a giant country to the south. You got Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, all the stands, all right? And then you have Pakistan. Pakistan is a huge country, a lot of mountains. And then to your south, you have India, right? India is part of BRICS. Russia is part of BRICS. And now Iran is coming on board. So as we play, just keep in mind of this geography. Keep in mind also that Ethiopia, which is right near the opening of the Red Sea, and Egypt, which has the Suez Canal and borders on its north shore, borders the Mediterranean Sea. Now, through Egypt, you can get connected through the Suez Canal to get into the Mediterranean Sea, to get all the way down through the Suez Canal, and guess what? To the Red Sea, around that little, into the Arabian Sea, and now you get to India. That's very, very important. BRICS is playing geography chess, if that was such a game. Play on.
Russia, India, and Iran all want to bypass the Suez Canal. Ever since the war in Ukraine broke out, most Western nations have cut off economic connections with Russia. And this has led Russia to lean on Iran, who has supplied them with arms as well as being positioned perfectly to connect India to Russia. Both Russia and India are trying to build infrastructure in Iran to make it easier to send supplies back and forth. And this is beneficial for India as well, because Russia makes up for almost half of India's oil imports.
Pause.
Why do
Russia, is that the whole video? Play it again. The point of the whole video is at the end, but I want you to see that India is with Russia in BRICS already, and now Iran was a key piece because now look at the distance that gets bridged. Now you just have Pakistan. You can go from India, get into the Arabian Sea, shoot up to Iran, or go through the, what the hell is that called? Is the Red Sea? What? Yeah, that's not the Persian Gulf. No, that's the Persian Gulf, right? Go in that little hole, that in there. That's the Persian Gulf. Yes, you can go through the Persian Gulf now. So if you get Iran, now look at Iran, look at India, look at Iran, and it says something at the end. So remember what it says about the import and the import-export. Play on. I'm going to be quiet.
Russia, India, and Iran all want to bypass the Suez Canal. Ever since the war in Ukraine broke out, most Western nations have cut off economic connections with Russia. And this has led Russia to lean on Iran, who has supplied them with arms as well as being positioned perfectly to connect India to Russia. Both Russia and India are trying to build infrastructure in Iran to make it easier to send supplies back and forth.
It said, this is it. I'm telling you, this is why there's a song the white man says, it's the end of the world and you know it. That's what we get into right now. Esau was right. It's the end of the world and you know it. This was in the 90s or something like that. Play on. That's all right. We want the end.
And this is beneficial for India as well, because Russia makes up for almost half of India's oil imports.
Stop. Russia makes up for almost half of India's oil exports. Isn't that ironic now that they chose the first 6 expansion countries? One happens to be Iran. This is why God is behind all of this, planning this, putting in these men's spirits to do these things. And that's why the U.S. is so dumb. They sanction, we're going to go into a little bit later, Huawei is the #1 producer of cell phones in the world. And they put sanctions that they can't sell Huawei phones throughout the world, right? So now, we're going to get into that a little bit later, right? It's backfiring on this damn Edomite American white man. We'll get to that a little bit later. Now, go to number 3. And you brothers, please jump in anytime.
Yeah, real quick. The thing that's important about that last video is said that India and Russia are both building infrastructure in Iran. The U.S. ain't going in Iran. They beefing with Iran. Remember, the U.S. just killed one of their leaders a couple years ago.
Right.
Now, Russia and India are building infrastructure. Infrastructure is that thing that the United States puts everywhere when they want to come into a country. Highways, hospitals, airports, municipalities, all of these different things. They're putting them in those countries so that they can have a stronghold in that country. With the U.S., with Russia and Iran putting that, Russia and India putting that in Iran, that's a major, major move right there. That's a major move. That means that they can operate with impunity because the U.S. not going to be in there to investigate them.
Hey, real quick, you said that. Do me a favor. I don't know if we did this last week. Pull up Iran and U.S. hostage release. This just happened in the news that the U.S. Got back some of its diplomats in exchange for Iran getting back. This just happened. Since you said that, I was reading that earlier. Get that real quick since Officer Matt mentioned that. Because the U.S. is realizing that there's a problem, and they're trying to squirm at the last minute. Number 3, while you get the other thing, please. I didn't have that planned. We did not have that planned.
Finland recently joined NATO, but why is that catastrophically
Pause real quick.
bad for...
I'm sending it to you right now. I did not forward it. It's my fault. It's right here. Hey, get me the book of Habakkuk, chapter, I think it's 2:14 to 3:14. It's 3 verse maybe 6. I just posted, it's Apple News. It says U.S.-Iran prisoner swap. I should have gave that to you earlier. I just posted it. Now, Habakkuk chapter 3, it says, let me look at it real quick. This just came to me. Read Habakkuk 2:1, and then I'm going to jump. Habakkuk chapter 2:1. Remember in Job 9:24, it says, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, right? Remember that. Go ahead, read.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and I will and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Okay. Yes, read it again.
I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower.
Yes, sir.
And will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
Watch verse 2.
Verse 2. And the Lord answered me.
So the Lord answered Habakkuk. He's getting this understanding hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and he's going to get a vision from the Lord. Read on.
And said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it.
And we know that's talking about the Bible and everything that's in this Bible, right? But watch verse 5. Watch this.
Verse 5. Yea, also.
I'm sorry, 4 then 5.
Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Come on.
But the just shall live by his faith.
Watch verse 5.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man.
This is talking about the so-called white man and our people that follow his ways. Read on.
Neither keepeth at home.
This man does not keep at home. We're going to read later on. One of the reasons he sanctioned China in 2019 is because of the activity that China was doing in the South China Sea. This devil lives way over here in the U.S. He's telling China what to do in the South China Sea. Read it again.
Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine.
Watch this.
He is a proud man.
Who shall bring me down? Obadiah said that. Read on.
Neither keepeth at home.
He don't stay at home. That's why you got more U.S. Army bases in all the world. If you combine all the military bases from all the countries, they don't even add up to one branch of the service the U.S. Army has throughout the entire earth. That's talking about the white man. Read on.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Watch this.
And is as death.
And that's what happens. That's when he went to Kuwait. That's when he went to these countries. He brought Christmas, strip clubs, and homosexuality. Okay, and we have men here that were there. They can attest to that. Read on.
And cannot be satisfied.
And he won't stop. You got all these people saying, look, the U.S. colonialism is over. This is a bipartisan, or this is not bipartisan. This is a unilateral world economy. He said, nope, I got to have it all. How can you sanction China for activity that they do on their coast, the South China Sea? This is talking about the white man. Read on.
But gathereth unto him all nations.
And that's what he's done. The United Nations is not in Iraq. Where is the United Nations? In the United States of America. Remember when George W. Bush, the dumb one, when the entire world said don't go to war? The United Nations said don't go to war. He went to war anyways. You got to see this. This is talking about the white man. Come on.
And heapeth unto him all people.
And that's what he did. And that's why as his dollar crumbles, as we go into Brics with it, his dollar is losing value slowly but surely. Brics is gaining the war of attrition slowly but surely. And all this is a mastermind by God the Father to do what? While this is going on, we're going to be in these little sanctuaries, crying out, prophesying to the people, gathering his elect. And when that time comes and he's ready, he's going to unleash these bombs, and we got to be ready. So you're living in prophetic times. Like Bishop O says, you're living in the last days. This is the greatest time on earth, okay? So, you got that article? Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I had to pause for a little bit. So, Officer Matt brought up a very good point. He said, they killed the number 2 guy in Iran. Now, isn't it strange? Remember, Iran is coming on board to Brics in 2024, which is about 3 months. Well, you figure, October, about 3 months away. Watch. Why? I got a question. Before August of 2023, they had the BRICS summit. Before we had found out that Iran was one of the, why didn't they talk about releasing these prisoners last year or in July? It's ironic now we're releasing them now. Go ahead and read.
U.S. Iran prisoner swap, important first step, but tensions remain. Analysis. Washington, D.C. The prisoner swap between the United States and Iran is a step towards de-escalating tensions between the two countries.
So, like Officer Matt said, well, when Trump, look, we love Trump, right? He's the lesser of the devils, and he's funny. Trump said, Officer Matt, what did he say? Wait a shot. We take our shot. How did it go?
He said, "Hey, I saw a shot and I took it." You know, like he was shooting a 3-pointer. Hey,
This is the guy. This is the guy is beloved throughout all Iran, right? And a lot of other Arabs like him. And you kill him and disrespect and talk about like it's a 3-point shot. The U.S. sees now Iran's coming in. We just saw the video that India's just part of BRICS, Russia's part of. Now you have Iran. They're going to build infrastructure for transportation to get what? To get oil, because remember, Russia is 50% of India's oil exports. All of this is coming together. Then you got China over there. All the BRICS nations are forming up, and they're not doing it. They're doing it behind the scenes. They're hitting them where it counts, in their pockets, weakening the dollar, which Nixon set up for the, what was the damn thing? The petrodollar. Yes. Okay, go ahead, Osman.
Hey, what's really kind of going to bring some heat to this is when you think about it, all of that oil that Germany was getting from Russia is now going to Iran and India. So the prices that Germany was paying and is now going to have to try to find a way around all of that oil, that nice connection that you had is going right past you to India.
Right. And to your point, when it comes to Germany, why does Germany feel that they have to do that? The acronym NATO. And a lot of these people, including Germans, including Frenchmen, including Italians, the citizens are like, we're pro-Russian. You took away our oil, our cheap oil. We were able to go out to dinner and buy the nice car. We did shows on that. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to get worse and worse. And guess what's coming up? Guess what season's coming up soon? Fall and winter. Last winter we did a show. Because it was such a mild winter, they were not as affected. It was very warm, meaning mild. This winter is projected to be colder. And when you get your backs against the wall and you have to heat, most of Europe is in a heat, needs high heat, except for the southern Mediterranean, like Saint-Tropez in southern France and southern Spain. All the other ones are in colder northern latitude areas. So guess what? They need natural gas. They need coal. They need wood. They need other sources of heating oil. And so y'all got to find out what this is. We're going to get to some serious stuff.
Hey, remember, didn't they make it, Mikael, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they make it against the law to chop down wood?
Somebody brought that out.
Yeah, they made it illegal. They couldn't go down and just chop down trees for wood no more. They had to get it a certain way. They had to like go through the government in order to get firewood. Like, this stuff is going to go crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Read on, please.
Washington, D.C., the prisoner swap between the United States and Iran is a step towards de-escalating tensions between two countries, experts say. But it does not point to an imminent thaw in frosty relations.
Now, when they say frosty relations, it goes back to what Officer Matthews said. You kill the number 2 beloved. That's like somebody killing the vice president. That's like, for example, I don't know if you remember who was the weird guy that was, it was a vice president that everybody loved. I can't remember the guy's name, damn it. But there was a vice president, maybe it was Reagan's administration, one of these guys years ago that they loved the president and the vice president. If you came and you assassinated a vice president that people really loved, well, they loved Biden. They did love Biden underneath Obama. Mm-hmm. Imagine if they would kill Joe Biden and then celebrated Allah Akbar. You don't think the American people would be irate? So you got to understand that the tensions are there. Now they're being invited into Brics. Pass right through. Build your infrastructure. I believe so. I think it was Kennedy. Everybody loves the Kennedys. They're the good white folks, right? Yeah, right. They are the lesser of the evils. But let's carry on. I gotta move. I'm talking too much.
Alex V., director of Iran programming at the Middle East Institute think tank in Washington, D.C. Think tank. In Washington, D.C., called the prisoner exchange a transactional deal. The agreement also included the release of 5 Iranian prisoners in the U.S. and the unfreezing of $6 billion in Iranian $6 billion in Iranian funds blocked in South Korea due to American sanctions.
I want to point something out. Check this out. So because South Korea is what? We read in Habakkuk. They are one of the ones that America controls. Because of that, South Korea, they were getting ready to do business and they froze their funds that they were going to trade with certain they froze $6 billion. That's a lot of money. So now, as they freeze that money, okay, now they unfroze, so they allowed it to go back to Iran plus the prisoners. Keep that in mind. Why would you? Because they know Iran is going to hold the key. They're trying to get it on better diplomacy with Iran because they see it coming. All right, read on.
Everybody is basically reconciling themselves with the fact that the best they can do for now is to take small steps towards preventing a crisis, V told Al Jazeera.
Yeah, Al Jazeera is a non-Caucasian news outlet. Okay, read on.
So that's all it is. There is no big vision because being articulated by anybody that could tell us that something in terms of a breakthrough is in the pipeline. There is no sign of that.
Okay.
5 American citizens previously detained in Iran were flown out of the country on Monday as part of the agreement.
I wonder who these American citizens are. Are they good Caucasian lily white boys? Or maybe they're plants that maybe Arab that they put there to try to infiltrate. Because it's going to hard for you to infiltrate in a country that calls America the great Satan. So let's read on.
Which was facilitated by Qatar and other countries. They landed in Qatari capital Doha on Monday afternoon and were expected to be soon reunited with their loved ones. After enduring years of agony, uncertainty, and suffering, U.S. President Joe Biden said in a statement.
Yeah, Smoking Joe, the same guy that forgot to shake the president of Brazil. Like, we believe that. Like, we believe we really believe what he says, okay? Go ahead.
The standoff. But as Biden and other members of his administration hailed the release of the detained Americans, U.S. officials have said repeatedly that the prisoner deal will not change Washington's approach to Tehran.
Now, Tehran is the main city in Iran. Okay, now, I want to see if we can get a look at some of these prisoners, because I saw a picture of them, and they look to be Arabs, okay? If you can go down there. If you can't, I'm not trying to rush, but I'm gonna move on if we can't find it. All right. So now, let me see. Yeah. So this is how we know. Siamek Namazi is not Chuck Smith. This, all right, Morad Tabaz. These are the guys that were released going back to the U.S. So again, what happens is you send guys like this in to try to get in there of Arab background to try to infiltrate and get information. And Iran's like, no. You may be us, brother. You may be sleeping dragon like us. You may be Arab like this, but you stink of the United States. And that's why they detain them. So the U.S., and with Arabs, they understand that. They really believe with their Allah Akbar. They really believe in their Islam, okay? Is that it on that? Okay, we got, all right, do me a favor. Go to the next video, please. I'm going to look at it real quick. Bear with me. Yeah, I want number 3, but yes, I do want number 3. Please.
Finland recently joined NATO, but why is that catastrophic?
Okay, pause. Now, we talked about this. This is very important because if you could take this and get us a map of Northern Europe, that's what I want to see, Northern Europe. And this is very important because remember, Russia is hands down, without any competition, the largest country. It's not even close, okay? And I want to show you why this is important with NATO.
So Finland joined NATO.
We're going to show Norway, and yes. But if you look now, I want to see the map before I keep. Matter of fact, tell you what, play it all the way through, then we'll come back. Play it all the way through.
For Russia, Finland is only 90 miles away from St. Petersburg, which is Russia's second largest city and one of its 2 small access
Notice
points
that.
to the
So
Baltic
if I
Sea.
said Norway, it is Finland. Now, Finland is very close. Listen to what I said. Russia's second largest city. Moscow, and then this city. Look at the position of Finland as a relationship to Russia. And that sea, that waterway up there is very important, okay? Play on.
Now that Finland joined NATO, the entire Baltic Sea is almost completely controlled by NATO-aligned forces, which will make it hard for Russia to have any presence in the sea because of many choke points that NATO now possesses. And even worse for Russia is the fact that Finland has an 800-mile long border with Russia, which effectively doubles the length of the NATO border
You hear that? That's key. So by getting Finland, they control. Look at that. Look at that bottleneck. Look at that bottleneck where that port is. And remember, Russia's city's right in that little the water cove. So if you look at the green border, Finland's border. Look how long that's another. They said it doubled the NATO border against Russia, showing you that the white man is NATO, and that's them. They're saying this is all NATO now. Okay, I just want you to remember this for later on. Play on. That's it. Play one more time.
Russia. Finland recently joined NATO, but why is that catastrophically bad for Russia? Finland is only 90 miles away from St. Petersburg, which is Russia's second largest city and one of its two small
Why is
access
that
points to the
important?
Baltic.
It said St. Peter's. Do me a favor. Google St. Peter's. I want the population. Just look up St. Peter's, Russia, St. Petersburg, Russia. Because the way that if you have the second largest city in Russia, yes, you can bring things into train, plane, and automobile. But that route to come with that waterway is a direct path that you could bring ships. You can haul so much on a ship. Planes, it's very hard to haul heavy cargo. Trains you can do trains, and you can do 18-wheelers, but you could fit hundreds of those 53-foot cargo containers on a ship. Okay? You got the population? 5.6 million. That is larger than Los Angeles, California. The largest city is New York, followed by LA. LA's got like 4 or 5 million. Chicago got 3 million people. So it's a city slightly smaller in population than 3 or 4 million, well, 2/3 the size of New York City, a huge city. And they just control that. So now, Russia has to remember, it's Brics against the West. Russia now that's why do you think now it's building down? Okay? Now with Iran, now you can go down into the Indian Ocean. Now you can get the trade that way. And you're going to see. Go to the next article. The next video, excuse me. Number 4. Now let's switch over to Eastern Russia. Not Western Russia. Let's take a look at one of its other allies, our boy, the most heavily guarded man on the planet Earth, Kim Jong, whatever his name. He's got a big fat face like Gabe. Big giant moon pie. He got like a yellow moon pie face. Look at him. But Kim Jong got a tight fade. You got to give him credit, you know. And he is a lard ass. So, you know, he is overweight. Okay. All right, now, shout out to Severus and Lard Rhino if you're watching. My brothers, they know who I am. Play.
North Korea's Kim inspected nuclear
Can I hear it?
strategic bombers, hypersonic missiles.
Start
and
it again. And also, if we could also, I'm sorry, can we get, whenever I want a map of Eastern Russia, which includes North Korea, right? All right, now, let's go ahead and play Kim Jong, the moon face, North Korean lardback. Play.
North Korea's Kim inspected nuclear-capable strategic bombers, hypersonic missiles, and warships on Saturday as he continued his official tour of Russia. He was accompanied by President Vladimir Putin's defense minister, Sergei Shoigu. Russia's defense ministry said Shoigu showed Kim strategic bombers, which are capable of carrying nuclear weapons.
Did you hear that? Oh. Tag team is okay. Now we'll have a little check it out. So Kim Jong is with the Secretary of Defense, and he's inspecting some hypersonic missiles and some ways that they can carry nuclear missiles. Now, mind you, North Korea gives the proverbial middle finger every month to the U.S. And now, interesting. Now, I know North Korea is very, very strict, but wouldn't they be a good candidate for Brics as well? Well, Now they're allies, and they're looking to exchange war secrets, war supplies, and things of that nature.
Cap, didn't he say that was the Russian guy that he's with right there?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. He's with the Russian prime minister.
Matter of fact, you can see the Russian flag
defense guys.
on the sleeve.
that's Russia.
You see the flag on the sleeve right there.
Oh, yeah. Right.
The Russian defense minister. They talking about war together.
So let's play on.
Nuclear air attack force, it added. After the aircraft and missiles, Kim inspected the warship of Russia's Pacific Fleet in Vladivostok. The visit comes just days after Kim and President Vladimir Putin held a rare summit that has stoked Western concerns. The US and South Korea fear the revival of Moscow's friendship with Pyongyang could give Kim access to some of Russia's sensitive missile and other technology, all while strengthening Russia's military in Ukraine. Russia
Did you
has
hear
gone
that? You heard it. Go ahead.
See, that's the thing. Kim Jong don't care if you say that he's part of BRICS or not. He's gonna do it.
That's right.
He's gonna ally himself with Putin anyway. He been had a problem with the United States. He been saying stuff for years. The United States been acting like he ain't saying nothing. Now he's linking.
Oh, I think it's either I think it's Isaiah where Lord talks about he's going to muscle the battle. What that mean? He's giving them the courage. The Lord is putting the courage in these people to say, hey, you know what? We don't need the U.S.
Right.
We can do this ourselves. And Jake over here in America, they are oblivious. They worried about freaking Kanye, Skinny Red, Meg Thee Stallion, and they ain't paying attention to none of this is going on.
Papoose and Remy Ma.
Hey, well, Officer Michael, after the break, after we come back from Bible verses, Kingdom music, and everything, it's not just the sentiment that's felt in North Korea. Oh, we have it's perfect segue. We have later on the show where African countries are kicking the colonizers out as well. So you've got South America, we talked about it. We've got African countries banding together. And now we have the whole Asian continent coming together against this white man known as NATO or the West. Okay? Play on. And if you can get that map, I'd appreciate it. Continue to play. We're going to break soon.
Publicised Kim's visit and dropped repeated hints about the prospect of military cooperation. During Wednesday's talks, Kim and Putin discussed military matters, the war in Ukraine, and Russian help for North Korea's satellite program.
There's the president of North Korea. Look, they got order. All these nations got order. Notice he's sitting directly across from Putin. This order and structure, why are they sitting at the center of the table? Look at how the cups are set up. That's why we ain't got time for these a lot of these other camps that are out of order. This is how diplomats sit, right? And we are the ambassadors of God. So we're supposed to be a bunch of damn bums? Are you kidding me? Look at the way that this order is set up. Putin's in the middle. Kim Jong is right there. He's got each one of these guys. There's a reason why he's close to Putin. There's a reason why they're close to the Korean guy, North Korean guy. Look in the background. There's security. They're watching everything. And guess what? These are Caucasians, and these are Asians, right? I believe Koreans and Moabites. But check this out. But they have one thing, like you said. They have a common foe. And this is why, Officer Matt, you said it. North Korea may not have to join BRICS. They want a piece of they just said that North Korea was helping to supply Russia in their fight against Ukraine. Why isn't this being talked about on the nightly news? Because they, like you said, they want to show you stupid Hunter Biden and these dumb negresses that are just disgusting balls of filth. Okay, and we buy it, and then drag queens are going in classrooms, which it's not surprising, but that gets your mind off of gender reveal parties, and it gets your mind off of the fact that the rest of the world is coming together in a war of attrition to take down the U.S. dollar. No one's talking about that. Okay, play on.
On Friday, South Korea and the US branded military cooperation between the two countries a violation of UN sanctions. and said that the Allies would ensure there is a price to pay. But it was not immediately clear what, if any, leverage the United States and its Asian allies would have over either Russia or North Korea.
There goes the Negress the token.
Hey, can you go back to that shot?
You talking about the token Negress?
No. So, Korea has 2 men representing them.
And let me not say it. There's probably a high probability that that the South Koreans are like, what the hell is going on here? But they're not going to say anything because of the fact that they're run, but they have a democracy like the United States, and they have funding, and there's a bunch of U.S. bases in South Korea, right? And they have to watch what they say. So, is that in, or are we going to finish it up?
Hey, Cap.
Yes, sir.
Just did a real quick bit of research, right? And it takes a missile about 33 to 40 minutes to hit the United States from North Korea.
Wow.
It might be. The hypersonic might be quicker than that.
33, that's a half hour. And
Right.
if the hypersonic was 10 minutes faster, 20 minutes, okay? In the time it takes Gabe to eat 10 double cheeseburgers, you're going to get hit by... I forgot about Joaz. We're going to bring him on in a minute, all right? Give me the map, please. We're going to Bible verses soon, y'all, all right? This is the Late Show. Now, look, here's the deal. When we look at China, okay? By the way, first and foremost, okay? South Korea and North Korea are a friggin' part of China. It's a Chinese peninsula. Look, okay? And yes, there was the Box Rebellion. There was a war against Japan and China, and there was a bunch of breaking of that up. But look at China. China is a direct neighbor of Russia. So look at how big Russia is. Look at North Korea. Look at how the allies, how they are allies. Now, Mikhail said that now they probably would fire a missile over the Pacific Ocean and hit targets that way, right? If you would have panned that way. It actually is probably a shorter path to go over Japan and hit the West Coast, okay? Hit targets there, or hit Alaska would be the shortest route, actually. So, going back to Russia and China. So, I want to take this time before we go to break. Remember, we have NATO did get Finland. Circle Finland. The second, you got the 5.6 million. St. Petersburg or St. Peter's is right below Finland. Can you find Finland with your mouse?
Finland.
There you go.
There you go.
So now that whole border was effectively doubled in size. The NATO border, they're controlling that area. But let's look at what Russia, China, and the other BRICS countries are doing. You got Russia, China, North Korea is allied with China. You got India, and now with Iran and Iraq and Ethiopia and Egypt and United Arab Emirates, all that is going to open up pathways for infrastructure and trade and direct routes for resources. Remember, our boy Henry Kissinger said, if you control oil, you control people and control nations. And that's what's going to happen. They're cutting them off in other ways, and they're going to create new avenues and pipelines and transit routes to get their goods and avoid the U.S. And it's happening right now. Okay?
Hey, Cap, let's not forget Kazakhstan.
Yes.
They getting in the mix, too.
Right. Oh, yes.
They getting in the mix, too.
Tell them why that's important.
It's important because, for one, Kazakhstan's government, they had a coup a while back, if y'all remember. Their government was made to look as if it was destabilizing. It was out of order, it was out of whack, but they got everything under control with the help of Russia. And then Kazakhstan's president said, I'm not going to say any names, but there was an attempt to try to destabilize our government. Go back to that map.
Yes.
Look at the positioning of Kazakhstan.
That's the key.
The positioning of Kazakhstan is right by China, right by Afghanistan, right by Iran. That is more allies. That is more trade routes. they can pick a bunch of routes to travel goods and services between Kazakhstan down to India, over into China, down the Caspian Sea, down into Armenia and Iran, down over there into Saudi Arabia, Iraq. That is a major piece.
And remember, we 1 sec, I'm gonna give it to you. Kazakhstan is, they call it that, and also the Ukraine. These countries are huge producers of agricultural resources, absolutely huge. And Kazakhstan is a giant country. A lot of times we don't realize how large it is. It's bigger than India. So if, like Officer Matt said, look at the route. It connects the Pacific Ocean, the East China Sea. You can get goods from there. You can go across up from India, and then you can go directly through Russia. And they right now, they were one of the countries that was interested. So all these things are coming together. And after the break, after we go to Officer Michael with the Bible verses, we go to break and come back with Kingdom Music. We're going to show you that it's not just other people that are fed up with the U.S. It's many African countries. They're rising up and they're realizing that Vladimir Putin and the Brics is a viable alternative, and that they will be stood up for by another power. And before, the big bad bully had nobody to stand up for him, to stand up against the big bad bully. Anyways, with that being said, thanks for staying with us. It's the Late Show. Go to originalroyalty.com. And with that, we're going to transition to our very own Officer Mikael and the Bible verses. Take it away.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High Christ bless. This is your brother Officer Mikael, and this is the Bible verses. Them hoes ain't loyal. Hey, let's pull up that video. Let's talk about Papoose and Remy Ma. Let's talk about this.
There's all these internet rumors that Remy Ma and Papoose are officially done. That's what they're saying right now. There was a few rumors that were around saying that she was spotted out to dinner with someone else. But there was a clip of a battle rap session. And I guess, the way I saw it is like, they were taking shots at Remy, basically saying that she was cheating with someone else, right? But when I saw the clip, guys, I thought it was just battle rap talk, and people were judging her appearance, how she was stunned, she looked a certain way, and I figured, to me, it just looked like she just wasn't trying to look phased or emotionally affected.
There's some particulars here, Laura, that I think are important. First, the rapper you talking about that was saying all this, his name was Geech Gotti. He's a battle rapper. Mm-hmm. He was battling Easy the Block Captain. Easy the Block Captain is the one allegedly...
Hey, y'all can stop it. Y'all can stop it. So basically what's going on is these battle rappers, they do what they do. They take something that may be true and they capitalize on it. The point of this whole Bible verse is she shouldn't be in the position to have their relationship being questioned. What does the Bible say about that? Let's go to Proverbs. Give me Proverbs, I think I want 3 and 11. Proverbs 3 and 11. Let's get that.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 11. My son.
I'm sorry, 31:11.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31 and verse 11.
Yes, sir.
The heart of her husband does safely trust in her.
The heart of her husband does safely trust in her. That means that she's not going to be in a position to have the relationship questioned. Because this whole thing stemming from her being out to dinner with this other battle rapper without her husband being present. Her husband, who held her down for 6 years while she was in jail, mind you. So, would he be wrong if he was to have a spirit of jealousy come upon him? What does the Bible say about a spirit of jealousy? Go to Numbers 5. Go to the book of Numbers chapter 5. Let's see what the Bible says about this spirit of jealousy. Start at verse, let me see. Start at verse 14.
Numbers chapter 5, verse 14. And the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled. Or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled.
So what happens in this situation? What are they supposed to do? Drop down to verse 21.
Verse 21. Then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing, and the priest shall say unto the woman, the Lord make thee a curse and an oath among thy people. When the Lord doth make thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell.
Read.
And this water that causeth the curse shall go into thy bowels, to make thy belly to swell, and thy thigh to rot. And the woman shall say, Amen, Amen.
So this was during the time of Moses. If the husband was jealous that his wife may have cheated on him, they would take her before the priest, and the priest would make her drink the bitter water, and if she was defiled, her thigh would rot and her belly would swell. Right. So that thigh is talking about her vagina area. That would rot. Just to make y'all have clear understanding of what that means. Yeah, blue waffle. So, again, you got Steve Harvey and Marjorie. There's rumors about them. These hoes ain't loyal. I just read a story earlier where Kurt Franklin mama lied about who his real daddy was for 53 years. These hoes ain't loyal. But the Bible says we got to be able to trust safely in her. How do we do that? We got to prove a friend, y'all. That's how we do that. Because these hoes ain't loyal. Thus said the Lord. Get that. Sirach 6 and 7. But they for the streets out here, so we got to be careful. Read.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
So if you get a friend, you have to prove them first. Read.
And be not hasty to credit him.
And don't be so quick to credit. Why? Because these hoes ain't loyal. So look, that's been the Bible verses. Y'all stay tuned after these commercial breaks for Kingdom Music and Lawback Attack. So from here we're gonna go into the commercials, and y'all make sure y'all check out Original Royalty. All right.
Hit the streets to bring it out. They don't like that. No cap. We ain't lying. We ain't fly, yeah. A roaring lion crouching down. They don't like that. The tribe of Judah want to do this. We gon' fight back. Yeah, your pastor know we lie. Talking about he know the scriptures like a butcher, so I keep a knife. Pull it out and cut him with his wartime and spiritual. Praying for my son and them. Praying for my aunties and my uncle.
Yo, we go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes, worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people.
Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. It's Officer Matt with Kingdom Music. All right, we got some new music coming out of OR. Roll that footage.
And if we fall, we're gonna get back up again. It's the water never done. I know I ain't perfect. I'm just trying to learn small things here and now. Lost and worth it. Don't wanna fall away too far from your grace. Sitting all alone, I'm begging, hoping somebody help me. Whatever I gotta do. Today I pray this 'cause I did you wrong. I know I did you wrong. And I will always get much better. Sinning lesser. Lord, I did you wrong. And no more doing wrong. Oh Lord, please give me a chance to come back to you. And if I fall, you fall. And if I fall, I'm gonna get back up again, get back up again. And if we fall, you fall. And if we fall, I'm gonna get back up again, get back up again. Yo, you know I'm working, hey, working on my faith, yeah, working on my faith, yeah. Hey, I know I can take it, 'cause I'm strong in the Lord, and you the one overcame it, yeah. I abide in you, you abide in me, bear fruit, you know I'm the vine, you can be a tree. Keep the law, even if you fall, keep your eye on me. Feel the Lord in everything we do, remember, 'cause you did me wrong. I know you did me wrong, but I know you can do better, so much better. 'Cause you did me wrong, I know you did me wrong, but I'ma give you a chance to come back to me. So you sing it. You fall. And if I fall, I'm gonna get back up again, get back up again. And if we fall, you fall. And if we fall, I'm gonna get back up again, get back up again. And if I fall, you fall. And if I fall, I'm gonna get back up again. And if we fall, you fall. And if we fall, I'm gonna get back up again, get back up again.
Hey, all praise to the Most High, man. Look, go on Original Royalty and get that. All right. Look, just wanted to put it out there. I know they in Philly, but they was riding around in box Chevys. So you know, that's the Southern Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Even Judah up north know this is the Southern Kingdom. All right. Y'all can't ride box Chevys in the north. Talking about y'all from the north. Nah. Y'all in the South. You got a box Chevy, you in the South. You are Southern Kingdom. All right. But hey, all praise to the Most High for righteous music. That has been another edition of Kingdom Music. Stick around. We're going to go in again.
Yeah, we go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes, worldwide, this is redemption. Yeah, this is redemption. This is redemption. We go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes. Yeah, we go the distance, across the waters, teach our people, this is a mission. 12 tribes, worldwide, this is redemption.
Hey, shalom. Welcome back to Precept Upon Precept, your late Thursday night show. Look, subscribe to IUIC New Orleans, bell and notifications, share our videos. Help us to get to our next goal of 25,000 and 30,000 subscribers. We're going over, show the thumbnail one more time for those people who just might be logging on. This is a part 3, the West. When the West, as you know, the American flag is embedded within the wording. The West basically means the United States, which is NATO, okay, versus Brics, which that's what we've been going on for the last 3 weeks. Go ahead and let's pull up article number 6. or is it video number 6? And then you can get the next one on the queue is 6, then 5. All right, so stay with us, y'all. We're going to show you more of basically it's the war of attrition. Check out number 6. Number 6. Now, so remember, before the break, we just talked about how Russia with North Korea. Now, North Korea, Kim Jong takes home what they call a Russian kamikaze. We covered the kamikaze drones in another show. They are basically like kamikaze warplanes. They're self-sacrificing drones with advanced weaponry, okay? And they can fly long distances. Let's go ahead and play it. Real quick, so we can't see the wording, and it's the label, but I wanted the words. But Russia gives North Korea a. Damn it, we can't.
Drop that for a second.
Can we get rid of that for a second? Damn it. All right, play on. So listen, the leaders of North Korea and the president is sitting next to each other. They're giving each other war gifts. He's rifle from Putin and bulletproof vests from Primor. So they're giving this guy a rifle and a bulletproof vest. He's like, listen, that means that they're going to be brothers in war. Okay? That you don't give somebody a bulletproof vest and a special rifle unless you're going to go to war with them and supply them with weaponry. So this is the alliance that, and by the way, Russia is part of Brics. And China and Russia are the main players that are making moves.
That's his partner, Cap.
Yes.
That's his homeboy.
That's what it is. He don't even look. I don't even need to tell me that I'm part of Brics. I'm already part of it.
It's like Gabe and Asa. They're best buddies with the drive-through queens at Popeyes. They hey, Gabe's coming through. Let him in. I'm just kidding. It's Wendy's. Not. Go ahead, play on. Go back. Look at the order. This is why, listen, all these men, look at the different colors of the guard. You got the guys with the white hats, okay? I'm talking about the uniforms. The uniforms. So as we go, if we can, I don't know if we can scroll back a little bit. I want you to see that these nations understand order. The guys in the red, they symbolize something, all right? Then if you look, these are Asians over there. You can see their faces. Are they? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Then you got the blue guys here with their blue sashes there. I'm not sure what flag that is. And then you got the other guys here. They're all different militaries, but they're all standing in line together, all coming together. The red carpet. Who do you think's did the privates walk down the red carpet? No, that's for Kim Jong-un and Putin. Okay. And it just got done raining. Look at the puddles. Play. Hey, so they're waving to Kim Jong as he goes, and Biden can't even shake the president of Brazil's hand. Let's really think about how much respect they have for each other. All the militaries line up, the red carpet treatment, they're giving each other gifts, and your boy Smoking Joe can't even shake the president of Brazil's hand. He's like, this friggin' guy. It just shows you the United States, the bully is losing. Oh, by the way, real quick, can we get the camera over there? Joaz, come out to plug my brother Joaz. Hey, I ain't forgetting. I'm a little unorthodox. Have him sit right over there. Put the camera on him. I'm going to get this guy married. We're going to get him married. Give him a microphone. I don't care what he thinks right now. So, my brother with the white beard over there, this is Officer Joaz. Big shout out to Officer Joaz. He does a lot of work here in New Orleans. He is an officer in IUIC, and he's single. We're looking to get this guy off the market. I'm serious, you sisters. The man is a plumber. The man does a lot of work behind the scenes. He helps a lot of men out. He helps families out. I know him personally. This brother is a stand-up brother. He got to lose a little bit of weight, but he's going to be all right. But we are looking to get this guy a wife. So all you sisters out there, I'm telling you, that brother is somebody you sisters should be interested in, all right? I'm telling you right now.
He's been laboring for years in his truth.
So, Joe, hey,
19 years.
Say a little something, please. I know I'm annoying.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Thank you guys for welcoming me to Precept on Precept. It's nice to be here. You know what I'm saying? Words is coming out, and I'm really enjoying this setting. And, man, I'll be back again. You heard me?
Hey, he from Chicago, but he got the you heard me flow, all right? So look, sisters, I'm serious. We got some single brothers. You got a lot of those women over there in England. There's like a whole bunch of them. Well, guess what? We got a brother, stand-up brother, and he can help fix your house. The brother, he knows what he's talking about. And you can help him lose the pudge gut. He's not as fat as our resident Lardback Gabe over there. Anyways, shout out to Officer Joe Asmy. Give him a round of applause, yo. Give him a round of applause. All right. We didn't plan for that. I just kind of came up with it, right? Okay, we did number 6, right? Now go to number 5. Officer Micah made a comment before. North Korea is tired. Well, so isn't another country. All right? Watch this. We almost done, y'all. Well, about a half hour, 45 minutes.
Africa has spoken, and as thousands have taken to the streets in various countries, the message is loud and clear. Africa hates France, and it wants nothing to do with the European nation.
Thousands of protesters gathered outside a French military base in Niamey on Friday to demand the withdrawal of France from the Sahel region.
Outside the French embassy in Kinshasa, protesters...
So keep in mind, remember, I want to bring you back down memory lane. China is getting together and bridging ties and healing gaps between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Both of those countries are coming into Brics. Now they opened embassies in one other's country. Here you got France. By the way, they wanted to get into Brics. They were rejected. And now France, the African nation, I think it's Nigeria, it's going to say in a minute, they're going to the embassy of the French, of France, and they're protesting, get the hell out of here, you damn French white people. You're evil as hell. You think this is just going on here? Anywhere where the Portuguese, the French, the British are, Africa is tired. They want them out. Play on.
Hey, Cap, ain't it crazy?
Yes.
Wasn't France protesting NATO?
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
So you got Africa protesting France's presence, and you got France protesting NATO.
It goes back to if it wasn't for the influence, the NATO pressure is coming from the United States, the white man in America. The people of France, they want Russian oil. They don't want to be under subjection to NATO. The president of France, he tried to join BRICS. There's too much pressure. No, you can't do that. And now the African countries are banding together because why? They could not do this if they did not have an alternative source of power to turn to. And that's BRICS under Russia and China. Y'all remember this. Play on.
Macron assassin or Macron get out.
Days after a military coup in Niger, protests and vandalism reportedly took place outside the French embassy in the African country. The demonstrators shouted slogans like "Long live Putin," "Down with France," and...
Pause. So they weren't saying this 10 years ago. Now they're saying by the way, Esau's the devil, whether you're Putin or, but he to them is a clean glass of water. Long live Vladimir Putin. Now, remember, Putin and his boy are buying bulletproof vests and fancy rifles for Kim Jong of North Korea. They're tired of U.S. oppression. Now you got Africa, and they're not saying long live Obama or another puppet black leader. They know Putin is not playing. He will stand up, and they have stand up against the West. And now, play on.
A plaque at the French embassy was replaced with Russian and Niger flags.
You heard that? The French embassy was replaced with the Russian flag in the Niger. So this is happening in Niger. So the point of this quick video is to show you that it's not just happening. Everybody is sick and tired of the U.S. oppression through that it carries with this long military right arm throughout all its eagle nest throughout all of this doggone world. We did a show on that. I know it's this geopolitical stuff is you have to go back and remember, yes, it's a lot of information, but it is very important you understand. Again, remember in Ethiopia, from last week's show, in Ethiopia is the United African, that's where they have their, what the hell is it called? It's their main headquarters is in Ethiopia. And once Nigeria and Algeria, we talked about that last week, once they come on board, you don't think these other African nations are going to follow? Now they are in Brics. They're all going to be screaming Putin's name. Yep. Hey, play on.
You're talking about the African Union, right?
Yes, the African Union is in Ethiopia. Play.
Years, the citizens in various Western African countries have started to publicly oppose French interference. The unrest has been rising month over month to the point where now French embassies are being burnt and African presidents are scolding France at presidential summits. But how did the relationship between France and its former allies get so bad? What has President Emmanuel Macron done to fix the situation? Lastly, what role do Russia and China have to play in all of this? And what is the ultimate agenda? In today's video, we will be exploring all these questions and providing the answers for you. What we can say is this is a turning point in the tide of European-African relations. A new age is coming. As we hop onto the subject of strained relations...
So I just wanted the entry of this video. Y'all go watch that on your own. When they go into talking about what does China and Russia have to do with it, well, Russia and China they are an oppressor, but they are the oppressor that's going to treat them a little bit with more benefits than the U.S. They'll probably help get manufacturing. They'll probably help them to create an economy to compete. Why? Because if they're an ally to Russia and you can control, now they can do business with Africa. Right now, the U.S. and the French, they just rob them. And they keep them, for all intents and purposes, strip them of their natural resources, bring it back to their countries, refine it, manufacture it, and sell it back to them. That's what's going on. Russia is going to say, okay, I'll make them partners. I'll make them see me as someone I can trust. It's a much better alternative than the West. Why? Russia's trying to position themselves because God is getting in all their ears to create all of this power because you're going to need the whole world to take down this white man in America. And that's what they're doing. That's why you see Brics forming with these new countries. The Arabian Peninsula is standing up. They're eventually going to wake up, according to Second Ezra. They're going to wake up and remember their nature. It's going to take all of that to overthrow, and God's behind it all. Number 6. Is that what I want, or 5? Go to the next one, which I'm going to tell you right now, so as the Face ID opens up. Go to number 8. Number 8. Keep me on track for 11:15, please. Number 8. Okay. Right to that. Number 8. Listen to this, guy. This should be the whole video. Oh, I'm sorry. This is up. I'm going to spend some time. This is from now until 6 minutes and 21 seconds. This is going to China. This is our CPA mouse voice, Lena Prevost, whatever her name is. But Petrova. She's legitimate. So let's play.
2 out of 3 biggest foreign holders of the United States debt, China and Japan, have been selling their holdings of the U.S. Treasuries for months. Right now, they are at the lowest levels in decades. While there are several reasons why... So she just dropped the bomb that we might have missed.
Certain countries hold U.S. debt. They're dumping U.S. debt. Play it again. Play it again, please.
And play.
It's the computer's fault.
2 out of 3 biggest foreign holders of the United States debt, China.
So, pause. So, out of 3 of the largest, the biggest United States debt holders are Japan and China. They're going to do something to the U.S. debt that is going to weaken the U.S. dollar. So keep that in mind as we play. Why is it important? All these things that are happening with North Korea getting gifts from Putin, the allyship between them, everything we covered on the show is all more and more of a buildup. Yes, they got Finland to the north, but Russia has to maneuver, and that's why they were able to through Brics. And who's leading the Brics? It's Russia and China that are leading Brics right now. That's who the force behind it is. Play on.
China and Japan have been selling their holdings of the U.S. Treasuries for months. Right now, they are at the lowest levels in decades. While there are several reasons why foreign countries that own approximately 1/3 of the U.S. debt are collectively getting rid of it, the underlying sentiment is unmistakable. They don't want anything to do with the United States dollar. While it takes a while for a global reserve currency to lose its status, the process...
The United States dollar is the global reserve currency. The United States dollar is the global reserve currency. That's why with the petro deal that happened in the early 70s, any oil deals that went out of Saudi Arabia had to be, the transaction was through the U.S. dollar. This is going away. She's talking about China and Japan selling off U.S. debt. They own 1/3 of all U.S. debt. You got it. This is not being talked about. This is major. The U.S. is slowly, it's not a big giant hole in the ship, but they're poking little holes in the ship, and the shipping is slowly sinking. And while the ship is sinking slowly, we're in listening to Cardi B. NFL's on, the NBA's on, smoking Joe Biden. All these get you off track to realize what's going on. That's why the Israelites, we have to focus on keeping God's commandments, and we're just showing you what's going on so you can get a different perspective of news, okay? Play on.
This has already begun. Now that Saudi Arabia sells oil to China, the biggest importer of crude oil in the world, using the Chinese yuan and economies...
Stop. Russia... Can we play it again without too much? Can you rewind it just like 10 seconds if that's not too much? Okay. Listen what she says about China and how much resources it uses and where are they getting it from and how are they paying for this? Play. Bear with us. A lot of information. Oh, gosh.
Hey, you know what's heavy about that, though, Cap? Muammar Gaddafi tried to get rid of the U.S. dollar in his country, and they were able to touch him.
That's right.
They're not able to touch Putin. They're not able to touch the Chinese prime ministers. They're not able to touch Kim Jong-un. That's what's so heavy about the moves that they're doing, because they're doing the exact same thing that Gaddafi wanted to do, but they can't touch none of them.
Without starting a war.
Yeah.
Because it was just one. And like I said last time, his ideology never left. Just because they killed him doesn't mean that they killed his ideology. Right. Everybody else, he had friends.
And if you notice, too, who's the vice president to Putin?
Nobody.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Like, we know Kamala is Joe Biden's vice president. You ain't hearing about Kim Jong-un. I ain't heard no vice president about this dude. I ain't heard no vice president about Putin. They better lead them dudes.
Yeah, when they presidency end when they die. They ain't no voting for them. They in that spot, period, until they leave this earth.
So, it's okay. Let's just all listen to China's position with regards to the consumption of a resource, and where is it getting it, and what currency is it exchanging it in? Play. What's the matter? Just a reminder, Officer Joas, who we brought on it earlier, is in his early 50s. He's single and ready to righteously mingle. Okay?
Hey, all praise to the Most
Shameless
High.
plug. Come on, man. I tell you what, get me the book of, it just came to me, A House Divided Cannot Stand. Because what happens is this. The white man runs the earth, but the Most High is allowing, why can't Russia, who is the same basic race as the United, why don't they just be brothers and get along? Well, without this beef between Russia and the U.S., you don't have a World War III. God is purposely dividing them. Purposely dividing them. While the tech team gets their stuff, okay, I think there's one in Matthew and there's one in Mark. Either one is fine. Either one is fine. All right, read that.
The book of Mark, chapter 3, and verse 25. And if a house be divided...
Who's the house? The house of Esau. They are divided. Read on.
And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
And the Lord is going to make all that happen. Why? So the bombs can drop in World War III. Why do we know that it has to happen? Because Isaiah prophesied about it. John the Revelator prophesied about in Revelation 6. There are many prophets who spoke, Isaiah spoke about it in another part, about the waster. Oppenheimer, we talked about Oppenheimer. God put in Oppenheimer's spirit to create the atomic bomb. And it moved on to the thermonuclear bomb, okay? And now we have levels of bombs that make the atom bomb look like it's a little drop in the bucket. And they're going to be unleashed on this earth. God is using all of this platform with all these nations in Brics and the war of attrition and all of these alliances in the shortening of the routes of fuel. Play, please. I'm just trying to pass some time. All right. Listen good.
Saudi Arabia sells oil to China, the biggest importer of crude oil in the world, using the Chinese yuan, and economies such as Brazil, China, and India are choosing to transact in alternative currencies. The fiat dollar has a lot to lose. As China and Japan, the biggest U.S. debt holders, are actively repatriating their capital.
Can we stop that right quick? When she says fiat dollar, that means fake dollar. Ooh. Fiat means fake. So when they start doing transactions of crude oil in other currencies, and the fiat dollar is losing power, meaning the fake dollar is losing its power, because they're starting to make their dollar the petrodollar now. The U.S. dollar is losing its power as the petrodollar because they're no longer holding all of the oil.
There you go.
Russia is now.
There you go.
Russia and China and Japan and all of them, they're starting to trade in their own currency with oil. And like you said, Henry Kissinger, if you control oil, you control economies.
Hey, and to your point, that's a real important point, because when they say fiat, a lot of you may not understand. The reason why fiat fake is the fact that they just print money. It's called the Federal Reserve. And they went away from the gold standard in the early 70s. And now Russia and China, if you look at the amount of gold that they want to form a currency through Brics. They haven't formed it yet, that will be backed by precious metals. That is what you're supposed to have as a standard, okay? Can we play on? We're almost done, y'all. Okay, we're almost done. So check this out. This video I wanted to watch more, but we're short of time. This lady, Leva Petrova, she comes at it from a perspective of a financial advisor and a certified public accountant. She's seeing things from a financial lens. So, oh shoot, what the hell is that? Anyways, sorry about that. That was my bad. Okay, go to that was number 8. Go to number 7 and number 9. And then we might have 10 and 11. They're just short. They're shorts. Let me look at number 7. Okay, let me look at number 7. I'm going to have to cut some short. Number 7. It's just a YouTube short. That's all it is.
China knows that it can't match the U.S.'s military potential. So instead of waging wars to win over countries, it's doing something else. This is how the global economy looked in the 1980s. Blue countries mean that the United States is their major trading partner.
Pause real quick, if you can. We played this last week. I just want to show you again that the U.S. for years has been the bully on the block. And China slowly is started to expand through trade and making connections. Play on.
Red countries are the ones that have China as their major trading partner. Look at what happens over the next few decades. China didn't just become the major trading partner for Asian countries, but also Australia, South America, and even Europe, which is the United States' major ally. If the U.S. imposes sanctions...
Remember. We showed you the video where in Niger, they're screaming, "Long live Vladimir Putin." It's funny how, and look at India now. All of that is coming because now Africa now sees a way out. Look at Argentina. Look at Brazil. They, as you move on, they started to trade more. That's 2010. We got another 13 years to go. Look at how much of this map gets read. China has been planning this for years. For years. All of this is to lead up. And then Brics has been going on since, I think, 2000, almost 14, 15 years. This has been in the making and they have been planning this war, this economic war, for decades. Play on.
On China, these countries won't follow U.S. rules since they will lose more than they will gain. When China wins over Mexico and Canada, that's when China will strike and create a new world.
Now pause. Why is this important? Because Mexico they did not get accepted like the other six. Mexico wants to get alliance with Brics. And if Canada, the U.S. probably won't allow that to happen, then almost 3/4 of the earth will be under Brics affiliation. Keep that in mind. Go to the next video, please.
Hey, Captain, that's one of the reasons why, there was a lot of conspiracy theories talking about China's the next superpower. China's the next superpower. Nah, China is going to help to usher in World War III.
Mm-hmm.
Think the United States going to just sit there and let somebody play with their money like that?
No.
Y'all don't underestimate. They getting served on one side, but they're not going to take this thing lying down.
That was number 9? We're going to go 9, 10, 11. They're all shorts, and then we're going to go transition to law back attack. So just be mindful. We're building up. We're showing you North Korea. We're showing you the sick and tired, being fed up of a colonial Western oppression, which is under France. We're showing you that how China is warring and how they increased world alliances, a.k.a. through Brics. Play on. We're almost done.
Now, a major blow to the United States in the semiconductor war, China has made a major breakthrough in the microchip manufacturing, despite Washington's attempts to undermine Beijing's access to critical semiconductor technology. Now, according to reports, Huawei Technologies, the Chinese telecommunications giant, and
pause real quick. So what happened is Huawei is, those of you who know about technology, Huawei is the #1 producer of cell phones on the planet Earth. And why is that? Because China has, just under India, the second most population on the planet Earth, which is quadruple that of the U.S. So in 2019, the U.S. put sanctions on China. And recently, they've tried to ban the exporting of Huawei phones to the rest of the earth. What you're going to find is that the Chinese said, okay, then they're going to figure out a way to mass produce within China, their own chips. And everybody's talking about this because their technology is beyond what the white man is doing. Okay, and this is heavy. Y'all going to hear a lot about this. And only if you're in tech forums, you might hear about this. This is a major, major international news story. Play.
MIC, China's top chip maker, have built an advanced 7-nanometer processor to power its latest smartphone, the Huawei Mate 60 Pro. The teardown videos...
So it just said, pause, it said 1 million, it was sold in a couple of days. And that's just, that's not even hit the stores in other countries. And this chip is so powerful And I got a couple of the videos that are going to show how powerful these white folks in America, they are scrambling right now. And one of them is Apple. Apple is seen throughout the world as the innovator in technology. Apple's share in the market is getting damaged quite heavily by Huawei. Check this out.
New smartphone show the phone powered by the new Kirin 9000 chip made entirely in China by SMIC. And this marks a huge breakthrough for the Chinese in the field of semiconductor technology. So why is this development so important, and what does it indicate for American sanctions on China? Now, the US-China chip saga started in 2019. The Americans decided to restrict Chinese firms from accessing essential tools that are required to manufacture the most advanced chips. Now, this led to many companies, including Huawei, launching limited batches of 5G smartphone models using stockpiled chips. Moreover, the United States also got its allies, Japan and the Netherlands, to launch a semiconductor equipment ban.
Notice it said, you don't have to go back. It said U.S. allies joined with the ban. And so China is realizing that all these Western countries that are coming against them, they turned inwardly and began to come up with even greater technology that was produced and manufactured in China. Okay, it's got a lot of these other U.S. tech Edomites real worried. Okay, play on.
Hey, Cap.
Yes, sir.
China is #1 in the world for patent registrations. They own the most patents in the world.
You hear that? And so, again, war of attrition. If you're China, you're Russia, you take over the world slowly through alliances, through relationships, to the point where you got African people in Niger talking about long live Putin, death to France. Okay? There's a shift. And we as Israelites need to understand that all this shift of power in the U.S. is not going to take it laying down. And you mess with my money, like Officer Matt just said earlier, there is going to be a buildup for World War III. Okay?
Hey, Cap.
Yes, sir.
You know why this cell phone thing is so heavy? China had 5G about 5 years before the United States had 5G.
Damn.
This is telecommunication. And this telecommunication is so important when you think about cyber attacks.
Right.
This is why the United States is afraid of China and putting sanctions on China, because they're afraid of cyber attacks. But with how far they're advanced, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point.
Yes. Okay, we're going to play on. We're almost done.
China jointly. But now, with the release of the new phone, it looks like the Chinese have beaten the Americans in their own game.
Now pause. Go to we got two more, and I'm going to be short with it. Go to number 10 and then 11. That was number 9, right? So now we're going to get a perspective of a white technology expert, and then we're going to get a phone reviewer is going to talk about how important this technology is and the things that you can do with it. Now, I never thought about the cyber attacks. These smartphones are, in 2024, the smartphones that are going to come out are more advanced than advanced computers from, say, 2016, 2017. In the palm of your hand, they're going to be able to do things that we can't do over here. And that's what they're worried about. And sanctioning Huawei and other businesses in China is backfiring on them. You want to know why? Because God is allowing this to happen so that the stage is created for all. Remember, the dragons of Arabia are going to remember their nature. How is it going to happen? Well, remember, China came along and said, you know, why are you mad at them? They're like you. You got the same religion. You have the same Arab race. You know what happened? You let the U.S. come in and divide you. Now Saudi Arabia and Iran, they got embassies. Diplomacies open up. And it just so happened in January 2024, both Iran and Saudi Arabia will now be part of Brics. This is unfolding before your eyes. Okay? Play the next video, please. Stay with us. I know it's late.
Give me a sense of why.
The whole time, this white woman got a worried-ass look on her face. This is a short video. Can we play it?
And how this should be concerning for the West.
Well, the concern specifically is that China is moving more towards its strategy of Made in China 2025, in the fact that they're providing semiconductor manufacturing equipment to domestic providers like SMIC to be able to make some of these advanced processes. What we've seen in terms of the restrictions that have happened by US lawmakers, but also other countries around the world, is limiting the shipment of key manufacturing equipment to China.
So because the U.S. and its puppet allies stopped the shipment of resources coming into China, they were forced, to Officer Matt's point, to use that's why they push science and math on their children. And while our children are beating up public school teachers and putting them in the hospital, you have their children are becoming more innovative. They're using their math and science backgrounds, and they're creating patents, and they're producing more advanced technologies and turning inward and producing and supplying these chips and other components to make more advanced cell phones and computers than the U.S. So what the U.S. thought to be for good for them turned out to be backfired on them. Play on. She's going to tell you. She's going to tell you.
Allow Chinese manufacturers to keep pace. So the interesting news that comes out of SMIC having the 7 nanometer N+2, meaning their second generation of 7 nanometer process, is the fact that they are able to use existing equipment that's available to them within China to build these.
Hey Cap, I want to read something because you said something about their innovation. Now this is from a website. It says still evidence suggests that China has risen quite a bit innovation wise, as it has risen from being 29th in Global Innovation Index in 2015 to 14th in 2020. Many of China's companies like Huawei, Alibaba, and Tencent are among the 50 most innovative companies. So China is moving up the ranks as far as innovation goes. They getting smarter because they see the big picture down the road. We're getting dumber because that American bubble keeps us asleep.
That's right. Hey, so we're going to move on to the last video, and we're going to go live back attack. We're making track good time. Now we're going to get a perspective. No, there's one more entire short video, number 11. It says, this is the title, Huawei Mate 60 Pro. That's the main phone that has the Nano 7 chip in it. I think I said that right. And the competition is Apple. And the title is this, is Apple Should Be Worried. So we're going to play this, and then we're going to go live back attack. Y'all listen up. All this is happening because it's a build-up to the theater of the deliverance of World War III for those of us who keep the commandments and the faith of Christ.
Technology's latest smartphone clearly demonstrates wireless speeds akin to Apple's latest iPhones in numerous tests as more details emerge about a gadget labeled a Chinese breakthrough despite U.S. tech sanctions. Testing by Bloomberg News of Huawei's new $900 plus flagship model shows bandwidth similar to other 5G phones. That aligned with blog posts and videos on Chinese social media claiming the device came with 5G capabilities. The gadget, which went on sale this week without the typical fanfare of a product launch, fanned patriotic fervor as it was seen to represent China's ability to get around U.S. sanctions. Shenzhen-based Huawei has been at the center of intensifying U.S. trade curbs on Chinese businesses, which American officials say are based on national security concerns. The Mate 60 Pro achieves speeds in excess of 350 Mbps in testing on China Mobile Network in Hong Kong. Videos posted to the Weibo social service show the handset approaching 1 Gbps. What Bloomberg Intelligence says, Huawei's new 5G chip, which powers its newly released Mate 60 smartphone, is likely fabricated by SMIC. This marks a milestone in China's semiconductor progression.
You hear that? SMIC is a Chinese company. Not only did they come up with the technology, i.e. the patents, they're also, from the idea, which is the patent, they're actually building, creating, developing, manufacturing, and distributing the chip to other Chinese companies for production, not depending on the West. That's huge, man.
Cap.
That's huge.
1 gigabits per second. That's just shy of fiber. That's fiber speed right there. That's in a cell phone. That's fiber speed right there. They making way. We not getting that. You could do the data tester thing or what they call that, the internet speed test on your cell phone.
test.
It ain't gonna get 1 gigabit per second. 1 gigabit per second is close to fiber. Fiber is like 3 or 4 gigs a second. That's fast for a phone.
You know, on our phones, how if you get low 5G, you're watching a YouTube video, you have to go to the settings and go to lower resolution, perhaps 360. You'd like to be able to enjoy it in 1080p or even 1440. You have to set it to 360. It's blurry, but it's a cell phone. They're able to stream in ultra high definition. Click on it. This is just to laymanize it, to make it simple for us to understand. You can watch the highest quality videos, download movies in probably seconds, and watch them. That's just one creature comfort. But what else could you do with that technology? Maybe launch a cyber attack from a cell phone? This thing helps, Mike.
Cap, not only that, what do you think they put in their drones? They predators. They tracking stuff. They AWACS systems, things that they fighter jets. What kind of technology you think they putting in them?
They're putting that same chip in there for one to communicate with it.
There you go.
Hey, not only that, a chip like that could make a drone very advanced.
Mm-hmm.
It could make a drone very advanced, not just communication-wise, but adaptability.
See, the white man sees things far away. We look at it like, oh, great, you're going to have a great smartphone. The video game playing will be enhanced. YouTube experience. That's my mind thought. Like Officer Micah said, he's the military mindset. How can you improve weaponry? And from a lot of the shows we did, drone warfare is the new front. Why? Because you don't lose troop. You don't lose your troops. You might lose a piece of equipment. That's why Russia has kamikaze. China have kamikaze drones. So we give you a little bit tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please, we're going to go to the Larback attack. Please give us some ideas in the comments of things that we could do better, things that you like, because we want to grow the show. We want to grow our YouTube audience. We want to grow our goals of subscribers. So all praise to the Lord. Next, we're going to transition to Larback attack. Stick around, y'all. Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel. I got a little. I gotta call it out. I got a technical difficulty with a Larback behind the scenes, so I have to resend something. Actually, before the show, I actually put a tray of pumpkin spice, red velvet, and double chocolate pound cake right in front of him. He didn't budge. Hey, all praise to the Most High, right? Hang on a second, you'll stick with me. Officer Mike, give me Sirach 30, verse 25.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
So, again, every year we hear about Halloween this time of year. Every year, Thanksgiving is coming up, followed by Christmas. You get the same ritualistic repetition of this ideology that this so-called white man gives us. We're going to keep giving this over and over. Read it again.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
You, as the 12 tribes of Israel in this truth, repenting as Israelites, you have to realize that your diet is you have to have a care of the things you eat, which is your meat and your diet. Why? Because if you don't, you're going to have all types of health ailments, pre-diabetes, diabetes, insulin resistance. You're going to have stroke, heart attack. Many things are going to, heart disease, the number one killer of black men in America. Read it again.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. If you, brothers and sisters, and I get on the brothers first and foremost because they're the leaders of the nation, and you sisters, you're very emotional. So if I say something about any women, you get all up in bunch. So I'm just speaking to the brothers right now. Some of you sisters are faithful. You listen. Here's the deal. If you want to lose weight, this is what you got to do. You need to cut the doggone carbs. Try 1 meal a day healthy keto. Talk to your doctor first. Talk to your doctor. Doctor first. 1 meal a day healthy keto. You're eating primarily vegetables. You have a source of protein and fats, and you cut out sugars and carbs and processed foods by your eating infrequency. That's the key. You don't want to eat 3-4 times a day. You want to eat 1 time a day. It's 1 insulin spike, super low carb. Your body goes into fat burning called ketosis. Check out Dr. Eric Berg. He's an Edomite, but he is very informative. Eat healthy keto. Read it again.
A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet.
Have a care of his meat and diet. Now, I don't advocate this. This is just one of the doctors that's a holistic doctor that happens now. I will hope in Israel we get one, and then I would quote them. So don't think I'm pushing this guy. Now, give me Sirach 31. A couple of scriptures, and we're going to get right to the videos.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 31, and verse 16. Eat as it becometh a man.
So this is a cry out to all you men of God. You are the leaders that are going to change this health, help me out with the word, revolution. If we have a bunch of men, grown men, that are morbidly obese, and overweight, how can we expect these women to actually progress and lose the weight when they have an example of weak men? Read it again.
Eat as it becometh a man.
Those what?
Those things which are set before thee.
3 ways. I went over it before. Number 1, you go to a restaurant and you order things. That's going to be set before you. The server will bring you your food. Number 2, you might be making it yourself. Or number 3, a lot of us married men, your wives get the food for you. So in all those things that are set before you, you as a man have the complete ability to control what is put before you. And for that matter, what's put before your wife and your children. You control that. And this is why a lot of these sisters that become fat, they didn't have any father in the house. They didn't have strong uncles around her. What the hell are you doing? She just ate a plate of food. Well, she wants more food. Hey, wife, no more. Matter of fact, you're done. You get no dessert. That's the way it's supposed to be. Listen, she don't eat 4 times. She eat twice a day. That's it. And you make sure she gets what she needs and nutrients and stuff. The point is that the men got to set the stage. But you walking around, you're depressed, you're 80 pounds overweight yourself. How the hell are you going to control what happens in the nation of Israel? That's why all you lard asses need to lose the weight. It's not a game. Read on.
Eat as it becometh a man. Those things which are set before thee.
Talked about 3 general ways. Read on.
And devour not.
What?
And devour not.
Slow down, lard ass. You eat too fast. You're like a wolf. Read on.
Lest thou be hated.
Right. You want to know why? Because we're about to show a couple of videos in a minute. And these people are just disgusting, right? You don't say, hey, look at that lard bag. They look so elegant. No, they look disgusting. Play on. Read on.
Leave off first for manners' sake.
Hey, you go to a restaurant, you see a fat person, got all this food on the plate, right? It's ridiculous. Come on.
And be not unsatiable, lest thou offend.
Right. And you lard asses in IUIC offend the hell out of me. So you know what you need to do? Lose the weight. And shout out to Deacon Isaac, last new moon class. Wonderful class where during the class, he referenced the word lard back. I will take credit for that. And he said something's coming down the pipeline from upper leadership for fat back. Bishop Nathaniel actually, I will quote Bishop Nathaniel. Bishop Nathaniel used the word fat slob, which I thought it was brilliant. Okay, I will reference that from time to time. Okay, fat slob. Read on.
When thou sittest among many.
So you're around everybody. There's always the lard back reaching his big fat hefty paw out. Read on.
Reach not thine hand out first
He'll
of all.
smack somebody out the way. I got a video of a lard back sister. You're going to laugh your ass up. Read on.
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
So here's the thing. That does not mean you eat a half a pea and a little quarter carrot. It means you don't have to eat 9 times a day. The United States of America, Babylon the Great, has taught you breakfast, brunch, lunch, snack, dinner, and friggin' dessert. That's what the average American eats between 3 to 5 times a day. How about you eat one time a day, maybe twice at the most. If you do that, cut out the processed foods, the carbs, and the sugars, you all will get in shape. And we got a program, Fat Back Chat, for serious lard asses that want to lose the weight. Got to get your doctor's permission. We will help you, okay? And a lot of you think it's, I'm only 30 pounds overweight. If I was 30 pounds overweight, I would throw up all over myself. 30 pounds overweight? Are you kidding me? And that's accepted, okay? Now, without further ado, we have 3 wonderful videos. The serious part is over. I think we're all going to enjoy it. Hey, those of you at home, hey, Bishop, shout out to Bishop Nathaniel. Bishop be talking about, Bishop, he said, hey, look, get your comfort food. And Bishop realized the lard back used that. And he said, well, Bishop told me I could get all my comfort food. And Bishop said, you know what? He mentioned diet food too. So you lard asses, get a glass of water or black decaf coffee with no sugar in it because it's late, okay? No cream because it's outside the window, lard asses. Let us play and commence with this wonderful, pleasurable content. Now, yes, this was painful. This was filmed July 7th, 2022. This looks to be a solid metal slide at some sort of children's playground. That is a grown lard back. Hey, you know what's ironic? Is Gabe, the resident lard back, just laughed at another lard back. Okay, play. We have no sound? Now, look, I mean, the reason why I played that is because, you know, any normal, non-morbidly obese individual would be able to slide gingerly down the slide. That scripture talks about lest thou be hated. Where was that lard back when he gained 30 pounds overweight? When he got to 126 pounds overweight, nobody checked him? Hey, you know, you're morbidly obese. What do you want to go for, 146? Now the lard ass is 180 pounds overweight, and everywhere he goes, people are like, this guy, oh my God. You want that to be? You in formation, lard ass, and your stomach is the size of a 3rd trimester pregnant woman. And you're proud of that, lard back? Something's coming down the pipeline for you, lard asses. Play the next video. Hey, I want to give a shout out. Well, yes, I had somebody sent me something awesome. And we're about to play another video. No, what we're not, this is not Precious from the movie. Did Eddie Murphy make, what's the movie with Precious? What's it called? Precious, right. A big, giant, morbidly obese, fat teenager named Precious. This may be her cousin. I don't think, it's not her. Actually, Precious lost a lot of weight, but stop. It does look like Precious. Now, this is very alarming because as much as the lardback tries the best of her ability to think about other things, listen to the mindset. Remember, you got to change your mind. Romans 12:2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This lardback's mind must change before the weight goes away. Shout out to all you lardbacks out there. Play.
I'm big. And I'm big as fuck in my mind playing tricks with me, but I swear to God, I thought these some extra crispy Popeyes chicken wings. But I had to look and get them fucking.
Sorry for the swear. Now, upon first look, they do look like delicious Popeyes chicken, but that bucket, that basket is giant. So I think she's like, well, these are the biggest chicken wings in the history. Because it's a big, giant laundry basket, right? The lardback mind goes right there. And keep in mind, judging from the size of her very large moon pie looking face, she's probably a smooth 311, maybe 315. And she didn't get that way by herself. It took years and years and years of caloric surplus. Now, does this make me feel better? Yes, because I make the right decisions and eat basically 1 or 2 meals a day at the most, got the same size pants as I had in high school. I'm not the disgusting, degenerate lard ass. I can still climb a tree, go run 3 miles, and do some push-ups, lard ass. It's all your fault, not mine. I don't feel guilty. You need to be put to shame so you can get off your ass, start eating 1 meal a day healthy keto, and do some exercise. Okay? Lard asses. Play the next. Now, this is a day in the life of a fat activist. Now, you can't make this up. This is not true. This is not untrue. This is not me stringing together a series of lardbacks. This is a real lardback, a tattooed lardback, an Edomite tattooed lardback, who is a fat activist, okay? Yes, it must be true because it was on Family Guy. The NAAF, the National Association for the Advancement of Fat People, okay? Peter Griffith was leading a meeting, and all the lard asses were falling asleep after their first snack. Now they have they have days, the day in the life of athletes, a day in the life of many celebrities and MTV Cribs and stuff. What is the day in the life of a disgusting, morbidly obese, fatback, lard Edomite? Without further ado and build up, let's play.
Welcome to A Day in the Life of a Fat Activist. I start the day off feeding my cat some treats because she needs to know that unless she's fat, I won't love her.
Stop! The mind of the lardback, they're now infecting the animals. But the scripture says the whole earth is out of course. You got lardbacks that are making their cat fat. And if the cat doesn't get fat, she refuses to love them. Can you rewind it again? Shout out to our resident lardback, Gabe. He's on day number 7 of 1 meal a day. He passed the temptation test of pumpkin spice, double chocolate, and red velvet pound cake. How do you think that cat feels? Play. Okay, I won't ask you to pause no more. What's the matter? Bear with us. Yes, this is fun. I got my arm up. Why is this fun? Because if you make the choice to eat healthy and follow these scripts, you won't turn into a morbidly obese, fatback, well-gutted lard ass. It's your fault you're fat. Nah, here's the deal. There's a way out. Cut your carbs, cut your sugars. Don't eat 5 times a day. Eat 1 time a day. Watch what will happen to you. Put it to the test, lard bear. Watch this. Play.
My cat some treats because she needs to know that unless she's fat, I won't love her. Then I took a bath because I'm far too lazy to stand and need to preserve all the calories that I can for the day.
Pause. Now, this is a sight that I don't really want to see, but we're going to stomach through it. No pun intended. Here's the deal. This lard lady said she must take a bath because she's trying to, meaning she wants to add more fat, because if she stands up in the shower and moves around, she'll burn 2 or 3 calories. She's trying to hold on to all those calories because she's trying to become fatter than she is. Okay, play on.
Then I filmed some TikToks, making sure to glorify obesity and show everyone how cool and trendy it is to be fat. On my way to the doctor's, I stopped at Dunkin' and got the sugariest coffee possible and ate 24 donuts.
Wait, see, listen, sometimes y'all might think you lard asses who go to Dunkin', see, no one sees you behind it. A lot of you lard asses will go and eat a whole dozen donuts and get a coffee and put a sweet and low in it. Okay? A lot of you are half the size of that she lard back. Yes, I'm having a great time because I make hey, I didn't eat nothing today till about 6 o'clock. Why? Black coffee all day, okay, water, because I don't want to ever look like that. I don't want to gain 5 pounds of blubber and lard. I don't even want to look like Asa. He's not even that fat. Play on.
On my way to the doctor's, I stopped at Dunkin' and got the sugariest coffee possible and ate 24 donuts. At the doctor, I made sure he knew that I knew more than him, and I berated him over any medical advice or testing he wanted to do.
You hear that? The lard, disgusting, well-gutted fatback. She said, I know more than him, meaning she knows everything he's going to say. And as he said it, she berated him, meaning she attacked him verbally. You know what I need you? I need to put you on a diet. We're going to take this. And she was like, I don't care what you say. I don't care what your blood work says. She was trying to skinny shame him. Damn, it's a new thing on the earth. We're going to bring fat shaming to IUIC. We're going to fat shame all the men and get all these lard-ass salutes, and then we're going to turn to you portly, emotional princesses. And that's all I'm going to say about the women for now, because we have too many fatback lard-asses amongst us. Play on!
After that, I headed to my yoga class, where instead of taking the class, I sat in the back and yelled at everyone, telling them to stop exercising and to get fat instead. Because being skinny,
you can't make this up. Here's the thing. Now, we might say that this is impossible, but she's probably 400 pounds, and her frame is built for about $150. So I really can imagine her going to a yoga class and screaming at the ripped women, you're disgusting. You should be like me, a disgusting, morbidly obese, fatback, lard lady. That's what she does. This is a movement that is sweeping the nation. I did not make this up. This is a real video. And guess what? You dumb black sisters are going to follow. A white woman does it. You black sisters. Now what's a Lizzo? You get the Lizzo meal at McDonald's. Lizzo's not even half as fat as this one. But Lizzo is probably going to glorify her. Okay? Play on. We're almost done.
Bad. Cheers. Stay fat, y'all.
Again, stay fat. Well, we're not going to ever stay fat. We're going to get ripped. We're going to get in shape. Give me Sirach chapter 38. Before we're going to close out from here, thank you for y'all. I'm going to end on a serious note. Here's the deal. If you're overweight, if you're obese, if you're morbidly obese, you have a higher probability, statistically, of getting a heart attack, a stroke, whether it's ischemic or hemorrhagic, of pre-diabetes, of diabetes 2, of many other diseases in your body. You can control what God gives you, and that is your ability to make a decision on what you eat. That's where we read Sirach, okay? Eat as it becometh man, those things are put before you. If it doesn't start with the men, it's not going to work. The men must set the tone for themselves first, and then accordingly in their house. In IUIC, in Israel, we should not have fat-ranking men. And I say, listen, it really goes for everybody. But the reality is that every one of us can do something to fix it. It is an embarrassment. You men are better than that. You're stronger than that. You have the scriptures. Our Bishop Nathaniel, and by the way, Bishop makes some great fat jokes. I'm going to say it for, because Bishop is, when you get to know Bishop used to make me laugh. Bishop is one of the funniest brothers I ever met. And when he said the fat slop, loved it. Should trademark that. Anyways, I'm going, oh yeah, so where was I going? Damn it. Yes. Then I went to a joke. You brothers, Sirach 38:4. Then we're going to close out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 38, verse 4. The Lord had created medicines out of the earth.
The Lord created medicines out of the earth. Why? The most of the things you should eat on a healthy keto diet, here's an example of a healthy keto meal. A bunch of Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, okay, cabbage, all these different foods that you can eat a lot of. They're very low calorie, high fiber, high nutrient and minerals and vitamins for you. Eat majority of that, and then you cut out the sugars and carbs. Eat that infrequently, meaning less frequently. Watch what is going to happen to you. You think I'm lying? Put it to the test. Read it again.
The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth.
Out of the earth, turmeric, kale, broccoli, ginger, cauliflower, and other greens like arugula. Read on.
And he that is wise.
If you wise, meaning you in these scriptures, you may know thou shalt not commit adultery. You may keep thou shalt not eat the swine. But yet you are morbidly obese and you are sickly because you forget the other precepts that go precept upon precept to help you with your health. Read on.
Will not abhor them.
And if you wise, you're not going to abhor God's scriptures and the medicine that comes from the ground. So with that, I'm going to keep talking about it. Oh, he's like a broken record. You better believe it. As long as there's lard backs like the disgusting fat one over there that was talking about and skinny shaming, we're not going to stop. So with that, I'm Captain Shem the Terrible for the lard backs. With that, brothers and sisters, we say shalom.
Give alms to your local schools by dropping it in the envelope box, or you can do it via PayPal online at your local school's email address. Hey, if y'all want to donate to Precept Upon Precept, y'all can give alms via PayPal at iuic.neworleans@israelunite.org. Also, make sure y'all giving alms to the Booster Club so we can continue to push this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. You can do that via PayPal at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. Also, make sure y'all give to the Land Fund. You can give to the Land Fund via PayPal at israel@israelunite.org. This Land Fund is very, very important. And y'all know where the money is going because y'all seen in the past that we put the money where our mouth is and we do what we say we we're going to do with the money. So make sure y'all give to the Land Fund. Make sure you label it land when you sending it PayPal. Hey, look, y'all, this website right here is a very, very, very important website for you as an Israelite. Here you can get apocryphas. If you don't have your apocrypha, you can get clothing, you can get fringes, you can get the greatest music on the face of this earth by downloading your music from Original Royalty. These are your different categories on the website where you can go to get all this different merchandise. So make sure y'all support Israel. Make sure y'all are supporting Original Royalty. That is originalroyalty.com. Originalroyalty.com.
All praise to the Most High. And not only please support originalroyalty.com. There's all the different tabs at the top. You can get skincare I saw up there. There's so much you can do. Beard care for you brothers. And I'm going to talk to Deacon Yasha. I'm not sure about, maybe we can get some health products. And I don't know if there's health products for lardbacks. Okay? Something we can think about. Now, here's the deal. In addition to supporting OR, support Precept Upon Precept. Give us some ideas for the show. We're a little different. We got our own format. You know, shout out to FCN, shout out to Patient Saints. We're a little different. We're more geopolitical. We're more what's going on in the eastern part of the earth. That's what we really kind of focus on. We do history shows. But if you have things that you want us to do, let us know. We will research it. I want some time. We'll research it and we'll bring it out for you. All right? So we're giving all praise to the Most High. So with that, thank you for staying with us. It's late. Share this. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. All praise to the Most High. And with that, we say
Shalom.
Shalom.
I see. Look, I see matches